Welcome to Mastering Health and Metric Ad hoc Reporting. This video takes a look at how to access health reports and how to pull metrics topics into your ad hoc reports. Unlike the CABI dashboards that you can access directly from the Unified Dashboards menu, the health reports are available once you select a device or group from one of the existing dashboards. Use the at-a-glance report to understand usage, health, and aggregated performance of your server or network. Use the device trend report to view attributes or metrics that are associated with a specific device. Use the group trend report to view the devices and metrics associated with a specific UIM group. And use the top N report to view data for the top N selected matrix over time. New with CABI 3.2 is the ability to pull CA UIM metrics topics into your ad hoc reporting to gain better access and insight to your data than ever before. We'll take a look at how the metric ad hoc reporting provides that flexibility. To begin, let's access the Jasper Server UI from UMP. The top-level menu item of the Unified Dashboards tab opens a page that contains a link to the Jasper Server UI. Clicking the link opens the Jasper Server UI in a new web browser tab. For the first report, we'll run a group trend report to view the metric trends for CPU and memory usage. To locate the group trend report, open the reports list and filter the list for report names that contain trend. Clicking the title opens the report. Now select the group to be reported on. Let's report on all devices in the group. Next, select metrics that we want to include in the report. And we'll use the default values for the remaining report options. You can save these report options as a named configuration and use them when scheduling reports. The Group by Device view resulted in a separate report page for each device being reported on. Let's change this option to Group by Metric and view the result. If we had a larger sample size, we could limit the number of devices being reported on using the top N option. Our sample group only contains 5 devices, so in our scenario, the top N option is not useful. The report now consists of 3 pages, one for each metric. Let's return to the report list page and locate the top N report. The top N report allows us to produce a report showing the top N devices that meet the report selection criteria. The top N report is similar to the previous group trend report, with the key difference being that the top N report does not contain any trend information and only one metric can be used as the primary sort metric. Now let's configure the report options to use the same group and metrics that were earlier used in the group trend report. We'll use an ascending sort sequence for the report and use the CPU usage metric, which is the default. Up to this point, we have focused on running reports in context of a group or collection of devices using a configurable set of metrics. But the at-a-glance report is designed to give you quick insight into server or network metrics of a single device. So let's locate the at-a-glance report by drilling into the report repository. and run the at-a-glance report. As you can see, the report quickly provides a view of the selected metrics for a selected device. Options are available to select a specific device and alternate time range in view. Let's select the Web Server 1 device. And here are the results. So now let's go back to the home page and take a look at metric ad hoc view reporting. The metric ad hoc reporting capabilities in CA UIM allow you to gain better access and insight to your data. Whether you want to create a simple CSV file containing the raw metric data collected, or create a heat map to show CPU load distribution by hour of day to quickly visualize patterns, the metric ad hoc reporting can provide you with that flexibility. So let's create a new ad hoc view to take a look at some of these capabilities. First, we'll select the UIM metrics topic as our data source. Then select our initial set of input controls. And then change the report type to chart and the chart type to time series spline. Now that we've defined the report layout, let's identify the data to be used for the columns and rows. We'll add the sample value measure as a column and the sample time field as a row. Next, we'll change the summary calculation for the sample value column to average. And we'll also change the grouping for the sample time row to hour by day. We now have a time series chart that shows the average of three metrics: CPU usage, memory usage, and disk usage. So let's add the metric value field as a second column. Now zoom the data level to metric name and add the device name field as a third column and zoom the data level to device name. As you can see, we now have a line for each metric on every device in the Windows operating system group. How about if we apply a filter to metric name so the report just shows CPU usage? CPU usage is the default metric name for the filter. We'll accept it by clicking the Apply button. We now have a time series chart which shows the CPU usage across all monitored Windows operating system instances for the last 24 hours. To gain better insight into the distribution of CPU load by hour, let's try a different type of chart. We'll change the chart type to a heat map. As indicated by the message on the chart, the heat map chart requires one field followed by one measure in the columns box to create the x-axis and one field in the rows box to create the y-axis. So let's remove the metric name field from the columns box to satisfy this requirement. In this example, the darker the shade of green, the higher the CPU usage being represented. The colors and color stops and other visualization options can be configured under the Chart Format dialog. For more detailed information about CABI for CA UIM out-of-the-box reports, Click the information bubble in the top right corner to load the product page. From there, you can go to Product Documentation, visit the UIM community, or see the learning path.